So from the time that we're little, we're taught to work hard in school so that eventually when we're grown up, we can get great jobs, often at large corporations, and then we can work hard at those as well for decades until we retire and we die. So much of our life is designed around this structure, which is about acquiring money. And needless to say, in modern times, money is virtually a necessity. So if we can't find that good job to get that money, and if we're in any way struggling financially, the system teaches us that there is a lot to fear. It can mean a risk of homelessness, something that I've experienced. And so this system, the old economic system, is designed to trap us into this idea of working hard or else. And if the motivator isn't fear, it's often greed or desire for status. And those of us who are just working because we want to live comfortable lives are still ingrained with that fear about what could happen if that great job is no longer available to us. So the very design of the existing economic system is antithetical to spiritual development because the system's motivators are largely about craving and aversion, whereas spiritual development, of course, is about developing generosity and kindness, and ultimately being able to transcend aversion and craving altogether. So many of us understand this, but it seemed like there was no alternative, that we were still just stuck in this system, needing to be in this rat race on this hamster wheel in order to get money to survive. But humanity has reached a point at which many of us know that this old system is no longer serving the vast majority of us if it ever really did. So here's what we can do. So I'm Rachel. I used to be a pro stock trader on Wall Street before I quit because I saw firsthand like how messed up the system truly is. But a core problem I saw in that system as a Wall Street trader was, first of all, it's zero-sum design. When I was a trader, it meant that if I made $1, somebody else literally had to lose that dollar. So it creates this manufactured sense of winner take all, which is totally silly because money isn't real. It's generated by governments constantly. There's so much money flowing around the world. It's just that it's trapped by gatekeepers who are often benefiting from the current system design. So I started thinking about how we could build a system that would help us get around this zero-sum design. The other big dysfunction I saw in the existing economic system is this strange and now very outdated idea dating back to Adam Smith's writings 250 years ago, which convey this idea that we only act exclusively out of self-interest. Adam Smith has that famous quote about the butcher, the brewer, and the baker not providing our dinner out of kindness, essentially, but out of their own self-interest. And something I don't think a lot of people know is that as Smith was designing this economic system that we're still trapped under the yoke of today, the person providing his dinner was his mother, whom he lived with for most of his adult life. So if like the white guy who came up with this idea 250 years ago wasn't even wise enough to see this thing that was staring right in front of him, he couldn't even identify the value of feminine contribution and of giving, why are we still like listening to that person's thoughts? Why are we still stuck in a framework of his design when he didn't even have the ability to recognize this thing like staring him in the face? And I think part of the answer for that is that we didn't have the technology available to build something better until very recently. We're currently at the very end of Pluto and Capricorn's time. That means we're going through the Pluto return not only of the United States, but also the Pluto return of Adam Smith's ideas. Essentially the Pluto return of free market capitalism. The rise of the feminine is happening so that yin and yang energies can finally come back into a healthy balance after millennia in which they were super imbalanced. And we're also moving through the ascension to 5D. So we need new ecosystems that allow us to transition into these higher energies, because the old system is designed, again, to keep us trapped in these lower vibrations that are very much aligned with the 3D. So as a result of all of that, although it came together in pieces, it was iterative, Seeds was born, the Seeds ecosystem was born. Seeds gets us out of the nonprofit for-profit binary, because when you help someone in need through Seeds, you receive seeds in thanks, Seeds cryptocurrency. Now, if you hear me say the word cryptocurrency and you're immediately like, oh, that's really gross, the same toxic energy that is so prevalent in the old economic system has kind of hijacked cryptocurrency in the last couple years, this toxic masculine energy. And I think it's really fascinating from an energetic standpoint, because it is this manifestation of Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn and all of that bad energy needing to be cleared out. But of course, the tools behind Seeds cryptocurrency, for example, blockchain tools, decentralized tools that can be used for good. So Seeds has been using them for good for many years. And because when you help someone in need through Seeds, you receive Seeds cryptocurrency in thanks at a value equal to or greater than the value of your gift becomes net neutral. And then if and when Seeds go up in value on the market, you can build wealth, simply because you were kind, because you were nice enough to give. Seeds also has a mutual aid pool, which allows us to provide financial access to unbanked people around the world, even in places like South Sudan, where women aren't issued IDs and therefore can't open bank accounts. Seeds has been able to get gifts to them directly because we use decentralized blockchain tools. And you can be a part of that as well. You can use the seeds that you receive to provide that financial inclusion through the Seeds Mutual Aid Pool. And as you do that, you can retain custody of your funds at the same time and even earn additional bonuses and even airdrops, which are free money, on top of what you're earning in returns. Of course, nothing like in cryptocurrency / in finance generally is without risk. Doing this is it's like a win-win-win-win. And if you're giving to help others in the right spirit anyway, of course you're doing that without an attachment to, like something coming back to you. So this is just like an added bonus that can accumulate and really help you out over time. And the idea here is that if we can get more resourcing to the giving people, to the generous people, and if that resourcing grows over time, as it did substantially during the last cryptocurrency market bull run starting in 2020, won't that make the world a better place? If it's the giving people who are the ones who have the wealth. And even more than that, if we have an ecosystem like Seeds that people can use to ask for help when they need it, so that they're no longer trapped in a system that threatens them with this idea of if you don't do these things, if you don't work this job that you hate, you're not gonna have the money you need to survive. If you'd like to give it a try and help someone in need, you can do so at the link in the description. Our featured need right now is raising money for Kimberly in Puerto Rico so she can continue her education, so you could help her out and get some seeds and thanks. And beyond that, I just wanna say, if you're like me, I'm a triple Aries, and Pluto regressing into Capricorn over the last, 6 weeks or something. It's been constant attack in every sense, from every angle. I've been feeling really despondent in some moments. But I also know that it's so extreme, it's so exaggerated right now that it's comical. And I know it's the last gasp of that energy, that unhealthy energy that is being made to leave, kicking up before it just has to go. So if you're feeling that too, I just want to offer empathy and understanding. You're not alone. And to emphasize this idea that you probably already know that we're almost through it. Pluto's going to be going into Aquarius soon, and that's going to open up more energies to support new technologies and collaboration and humanitarian efforts. And again, Seeds is intentionally aligned with all of that as these energies are shifting to become more prominent on Earth. If you like the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Seeds doesn't pay me a salary. Once I can get this channel monetized, that'll be an additional revenue stream to support me. So that'll be really awesome and helpful. And of course, engagement with the video will also help to spread the message, so it's really appreciated. Okay, I think that's all I've got for right now. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye.